The short answer? Well, it depends on the kind of person that you are. If you enjoy variety, then vowing to use one setup alone would be akin to digging your own grave. But if you barely ever tinker with your setup and you've mostly used desktop environments in the past, then it won't matter to you much at all. And that was it for the short answer. As you can see, it's probably finished in under 10 seconds, so it's pretty damn short. Now, as for the long answer, I've been writing window managers and Wayland compositors for over 4 years now. Literally, since August 2021. And Hyprland specifically for over 3 years, ever since the creator made a post on r/Unix porn announcing his work on his own Hyprland compositor, right? I've been using it practically since then, and in that time, I've been both kinds of people. One who doesn't tinker with their setup much, and one who loves and adores tinkering and considers it an art. In fact, this was the setup that I had back when I was in the I don't care about tinkering phase. Let me show you that. That was inside of Rice's, so in here, it was Tomorrow Night. This one was actually a Hyprland one, but the one I'm talking about is this one right over here. So, as you can see here, it's still themed to a certain extent. Like, take a look at this bar, for example. This is actually BSPWM, so the only bar, or rather the only viable bar we had to use at the time was Polybar. It was Polybar, the #1 bar that was most popular, and then all of the other bars. We had something like EW, but then that was too complicated. It still is too complicated for most beginners and most intermediates to use. So we stick to things like Waybar now that we're in the Wayland environment. But anyway, we used to use Polybar back then for our status bars, and this was a config that I pulled off of GitHub from somewhere. I had customized this to make it look just like you see over here. And after that, we have a couple of different terminal windows. This is Kitty. This is not Kitty, actually. This is Alacrity. I used to use Alacrity back then, as you can tell by the font rendering. Okay, this is too sharp for it to be like Kitty, so that's one thing. And there still weren't any rounded corners back then, so all the windows had really sharp edges, something that reminds you a lot of Windows 10 instead of the good old days of r/Unix porn. But anyway, that and transparency, because we didn't have dual Kawase blur like we do on Hyprland now. That is one of the screenshots that I had. Now, as for the other screenshots, let me show you what else we've got so far. So 2 of the screenshots, same thing. And then this one, this was actually a really popular wallpaper back then because this used to be a part of this guy's, I don't quite remember his name, but then he was the creator of Archcraft, and he'd sourced a bunch of different wallpapers that you could use inside of Archcraft itself as part of different themes. And this one was part of that. This just so happened to correspond to the Tomorrow Night theme, and it looked pretty sweet. I remember using this, okay, when it was monsoon and really raining and pouring outside, so good vibes. That is the setup that I had when I was a person who didn't care much about tinkering. It's not like it's a stock GNOME desktop environment that would be enough to make any r/Unix porn or hell, even any racing enthusiast cry and throw up. But regardless, as you can see, it's pretty plain compared to what I have right now. And what I have right now is actually something that you're most likely going to be surprised by if you haven't seen this before. And this is what I'm talking about. As you can see, all I did was just choose a theme from a list of themes that I have over here, and I watched the entirety of my setup just adapt to this one particular theme. And if you just saw Thunar, which is the file manager over here, adapt to that, you're not wrong. This is not the only app that's going to adapt to the theme. It's also going to be the terminal, of course, okay, the terminal, and then we also have VS Codium, and we have a lot more apps that I can possibly show you. But for now, okay, this is a JavaScript file that I was editing, but anyway, now watch as I change the theme to something like Everforest. Okay, as you can see, the wallpaper changes along with VS Codium and niche, as well as a terminal, as well as the file manager over here. So as you can see, all I have to do is just choose a theme and choose a wallpaper, which, by the way, I can do with just pressing one simple keybind, and I can watch the entirety of the rest of my setup adapt just like so. And that's not the only feature that this setup has. I spent 3 years refining this thing to the point where it's packed with features, like the scrolling layout. So as you can see here, this layout is from Nitty, the other Hyprland, or rather other Wayland compositor. This scrolling layout is from there. Along with that, there's also an overview. So if I wanted, I could choose an overview and then pick whichever workspace I wanted to jump to, and then have the compositor jump to that particular workspace. As you can see here, there's notification panels. So whenever I change a notification, it gets stored over here. Not just that, but then I have access to a bunch of different toggles as well as sliders over here. including a clear all button, logout menus, as you can see here, that are also dependent on a particular theme. So if I chose Grovebox here, okay, change the wallpaper, and if I showed you this, that's what you get. Lock screens, as you can see here, OSDs, which are the pop-ups that you see whenever you change volume or brightness on a desktop environment. Waybar layout switchers, so if I wanted to change the layout of my waybar to use with something like game mode, where all I have to do is just press Win key and F1 and all the fancy effects are disabled, as you can see here. Okay, I changed the bar so that the top bar is flush with the windows. Of course, if I used the normal bar, like Velvet Line, it would be pretty weird because there's space at the top but no space at the bottom, which is why I chose Ultra Minimal so that I can get it to look something like this. So let's switch it back. Okay, clear these. There's also a night mode, which I have currently enabled so that I can save my eyes from being burned. And there's a lot more features that I still haven't covered here. Oh, and by the way, if you want to learn how to make a setup like this one for yourself with the custom theme switcher and everything else that you're seeing over here, you can go ahead, click the first link in the description and check out Hyperaccelerator. It's a program where I teach you exactly how you can make a setup like this on your own, right? Writing every single part of the code and the setup yourself, instead of just copying and pasting somebody else's dot files and then hoping for the best and hoping for it to work out. So if you want that, you can go ahead, click the first link in the description and check out the program. In fact, this is actually what you get inside of that. As you can see here, this program is over 10 hours long with literally every single thing that you could possibly need about Rising packed into here. Like this theme switchers module, for example, it's over 2 hours long, just over 2 hours long. And not just that, but I've created slides for it, took me over a week to make. And as you can see, it has everything that you could possibly need. Like the code over here, I teach you exactly how to write this code as I'm editing it. And there's also the part where I teach you the script that ties in this functionality together as well. So if you want to learn how to make something like this yourself, go ahead, click the first link in the description and check out the program. Now, if I had to say which phase of my Rising journey I enjoyed the most, it would definitely be the one where I was Rising and tinkering a lot more. Now, there are a couple of reasons for that, right? The first one being, personalizing stuff is just simply way too fun. You can add your personality to the setup instead of it being all grey, dull, and corporate. Which leads me to the second reason. If you can customize your setup to make it feel like an extension of you, you're going to enjoy using that setup that much more. And guess what happens when you enjoy the environment that you're in? You want to spend more time in that environment. Now, as a result of spending more time in said environment, you're going to do stuff that you normally would in there, such as work. So Rising is not only a great source of joy for me, it's the biggest productivity boosting life hack that I could suggest to anyone. It's part of the reason why I want to make Hyprland easy to rise and teach everyone what I've learned after spending 4 years honing my skill in this craft. So if you want to learn how to make a setup like this one, as I just mentioned, you can check out the program, and everything that I know, all my 4 years of Rising knowledge, I've uploaded onto here just for you to download. So if you want that, you can check that out. And that's it. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising. Mwah.